Okay, I think that worked. I feel like I say the same thing every time.
It says live. Oh no, Donald Trump won Kentucky.
Oh shit, it's over. Oh
Harris won
man.
Vermont. Fuck you.
Yeah, if we got Vermont, things are going
I
great.
will not play any favoritism on this. I am only going to report the news.
Only report the news. Well, I mean,
South
I'm not.
Carolina, too early to call.
I'm absolutely not. South Carolina, too early to call. Oh, okay. The big time is going to be 7:30 because that's when polls close in North Kakalaka, North Carolina. And that's going to be really interesting. I'm still feeling really bullish on North Carolina. I don't know. I could come to regret that, but we'll see.
I'm not. I think that they've done a lot of great work there. I don't think it's enough.
We will see. I'm feeling optimistic. I don't know. I think I've seen some stuff lately. This is not to do with North Carolina, but just in general, I saw that the turnout in Philadelphia precincts is starting to exceed 2020, which is a really good sign for Harris. Pennsylvania is pretty much a must win, and there were some precincts that were already at 150% of turnout from 2020. It's a pretty huge deal.
It doesn't have us. It looks like it doesn't have us live.
Where?
On Instagram.
If somebody can let us know if we're live on Instagram, I'll check it out.
I'm going now.
I guess if anybody's watching from Instagram, it says
we're not live on Instagram.
It says we're live on my end.
Well, I'm looking at our from my account on Instagram.
I hear you.
We're not.
I don't know why. Hold on. Let me try removing it and joining again.
Okay.
Sorry, folks. We're trying to get Instagram to work, and it is being uncooperative as usual. Oh, I think I realize what I need to do. Hold on here.
Okay.
Okay, now I've got to. I think you have to hit go live on Instagram.
Okay.
Now it should be on. So we'll give it like a couple seconds. Yeah, it should be on.
It's live. We're live, pal.
Holla. All right. Thank you, Michael Cornett, for letting us know, though. I think we got it now because I did see some people join. So we'll see. Oh, we got numbers coming in for Florida right now. So Florida, for those of you who may not be aware, is where I currently live. I know I'm an Appalachian expat. I get plenty of shit on that from our dear friends on Twitter. But that being said, I don't think it's going to flip to Harris. That's not the point. But I think that it's going to be really interesting to see what the final results are in Florida, what the turnout looks like. I've heard the turnout is really, really high this year. In fact, my mother-in-law, who works the polls, said that in Volusia County, where they live, which is Daytona Beach, Metro, Orlando, they were at 70% of their 2020 turnout numbers with early voting, and they still had one day of early voting left when she told me that. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, if someone in the chat tell me if they hear Chuck okay? I'm not hearing you well.
Was that any better?
Like, very scrambled.
Okay. If someone else can let me know, I'm going to look at Instagram here.
May just be my end.
If anybody watching on Instagram can tell me if they can hear me or if my... Oh, sounds good.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to switch headphones.
Here we go. This happens most of the times when we record, just so everybody knows. It's either me or him every time. While you're doing that, a couple of the other things that we're paying attention to tonight, it works? Okay, great. Besides drinking, which we'll get into that, is some of the ballot measures throughout the states, and in particular throughout Appalachian states. In fact, John, you said Kentucky was called, right?
Correct.
Do we know if they have tabulated the?
They have not called any of the amendments or anything like that,
Okay,
or the, but oh, I sound a little distant. Okay, thank you, Michael.
I've been
I'll get
telling him
closer.
that for years. It's like
I
the
I
relationship distance.
Yeah, it was weird. Felt separated for like a year and a half. Don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it was
The
wild.
the I it's This is actually like something I wanted to talk about today. So I voted in West Virginia because obviously I live here. And Michael, let me know if that sounds any better. The the Why am I forgetting what it's called? Initiative. What do you call it?
The right to die ballot
Yeah,
measure.
the right to die ballot measure is written so poorly in West Virginia. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Awful. It is so badly written, and it says to essentially protect someone from assisted suicide. It's so biased.
It's ridiculous how they write some of these amendments. Like in Florida, for example, we have issue 4, which is the most important issue on the ballot right now in Florida, which is the right to an abortion in state constitution. The way it's written is so biased because they added a quote unquote fiscal note or a fiscal analysis, which didn't talk anything about cost other than the cost couldn't be determined. But it said this will result in less live births and more abortions, and may even cause minors to have to get abortions and all this stuff, and could wreak havoc on the economy. That's not the exact wording, but the gist of it. It's really biasly worded, and that's because or that's not a word. Whatever, I don't care. Because Ron DeSantis hired somebody from the Heritage Foundation to write it. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. One thing I wanted to mention, though, as we're getting started, I posted this on the gram, but we have a signature cocktail that we've got rolling tonight, and it is called the John Dammit Sidecar. Got it right here. I'm drinking from it as well as another drink, and really proud of it. My wife, Kristen, came up with the idea, and it's beautiful, and I love it, and it's delicious. And I didn't add bootstraps to it like the recipe suggested.
Then you didn't do it.
Well, I don't need to pull myself up by the bootstraps. I've got you.
That's right. I'll pull you up myself. I I am currently because it is election night. I decided I am only going to be drinking champagne. But then I remembered I hate champagne, so I did what I could, which was Miller High Life champagne of beer. So that's where I am tonight.
Hell yeah. If I'm looking away sometimes, it's because I've got 3 screens up in front of me.
He has
One
three
is
whole screens.
3 whole screens, and that's not even counting my phone. With the live results up. So once around 7:30 coming in, we'll have a little bit of analysis on our ends because that's when North Carolina's numbers are going to start coming in. And we were talking about this earlier if you're just joining the stream. John not feeling bullish on it. Myself, I'm feeling bullish. I think that North Carolina could be a little bit of a shocker. I don't know. We'll see. But they've got a hell of an organization down there. And I'll tell you this. We're probably not going to know the full results of the election tonight. Spoiler alert. I'm sorry. Please still stay on this
We're
stream.
definitely not.
Because especially with Pennsylvania, it's probably gonna take them till maybe tomorrow evening to count the vote. If that, it'll probably take longer. But if Harris is able to secure North Carolina, and if the numbers are if they call it tonight, then if she were able to win that state, then her path to victory gets a lot clearer.
Well, I'll just tell you this. One, we're not going to know who wins tonight because it's going to take a while for the Democrats to steal the election.
That's true. I've been
So
working so hard, Big John. I've been working so hard.
I know you have, and your work has not gone unnoticed. I've talked to the higher ups in the steal the election
In
committee,
the
and
machine and the deep state.
we're all very impressed with you. The other thing
Labor of love.
that's right. It's just like me and sports cards. The other thing I'll tell you is if I will tell you right now, if Harris wins North Carolina, she wins this election.
Absolutely, 100%.
I have no doubts about that. Now, the other thing I want to tell people is don't buy into these early calls. Okay. I
Yes.
hate them. I hate the early calls because what they do is they essentially say, here's what we analytically think will happen, and we can bet a high percentage that it will. So if they call a state that you have a few questions on, just give it a bit, especially when you look at the reporting number.
Also, when they're so that is a great point. The other thing is when they haven't called a state, but the numbers start coming in and they start looking, they're gonna probably, if history serves correctly, look very good for the Democrats, and then slowly those numbers are gonna level out because you're gonna have same day voting, unless they're taking a long time to do
Virginia's the opposite right now.
Virginia. What's going on with Virginia?
Donald Trump's stomping her in Virginia right now. But I mean, there's not a ton of votes in.
If they haven't counted Fairfax County and Arlington, then that they haven't counted anything.
No. I'm sure, but that was my point. Is you
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
just
yeah.
look. You can't look right there and say, oh, well, that means he wins Virginia.
Exactly. I wanted to point out, I didn't realize this. Actually, West Virginia, Ohio, and North Carolina polls close at 7:30. So we will
Right.
know the results at least of statewide and West Virginia. Hopefully, we'll know the results of some of the ballot measures there. Ohio, though, let's talk about Ohio real quick because that is probably, I think, the most competitive Senate race in the country. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you think?
Has to be. It's got to be with that race. There's a lot of talk. Like obviously, people talk about their political parties and voting for less whatever. This is an actual an actual vote for the vote for a good person versus a total asshole.
That's right.
This
It's
guy,
right.
and we didn't mention this in the last episode, and I hate that we didn't. This guy stole wages from his workers
Oh,
and
Bernie Moreno.
yeah, and
Yeah, the
then
guy running against third round.
he openly went and destroyed the documents that showed it. Even though a court had ordered that he didn't touch the documents, he went, destroyed them, and then had to pay $300,000,
God, he pulled
which
like
is
a Rich
nothing to him.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
You proud of me for
So
that
he
reference
just
to football?
I really am actually.
Thank
Uh
you.
but the thing is, like he's just a bad guy. We
Yeah,
often say that. We often say like, "Oh, this guy is a Republican or a Democrat or whatever, that makes him a bad person." No, this dude is just legitimately a bad guy.
I agree. Also, can I just say I'm trying to look at live election results. I'm getting paywalled by the New York Times, and that just annoys me. I know I'm a big proponent of pay for journalism, but can you at least like pull the
Not
wall down right
election.
now?
Not election.
Yeah,
Election
exactly.
that should be free.
Elections should be free, open, and fair, especially on newspapers.
Oh,
So
3% in. Harris has the lead in Georgia. I've seen enough.
Big John's calling it, baby.
No, I'm
Pack
not.
up, bring out the
If
champagne of beer.
if you remember, I projected Georgia to go to Trump. I can't remember. Did you as well?
Yeah, I think so. I'm things have tightened up in the past few days, but yeah, I think it's still probably going to go to him. The big thing there, and we're probably not going to get the results of Georgia tonight because Fulton County, where Steve Kornacki's pointing at right now, needs to be counted, as well as all the donut
That's
counties that are
Atlanta,
around.
right?
Yeah, that's Atlanta and all the donut counties around Atlanta because that's where your urban sprawl is. And Fulton County accounts for, I think, like 40% of the entire electorate, maybe more. So
Wow.
it's a big boy. It's a big
Now
boy, a big healthy boy.
one thing I will say is I saw some, I don't know if it was exit polling or just late in the game polling
Probably
that
exit polling.
showed that showed Harris with a substantial lead in Michigan. Beyond what I
Uh
thought.
Well, I'd be interested to know if that was exit polling or late polling because they've really been turning up their operation in Detroit. I know several people that live in Michigan. My friend Rachel is there. In fact, shout out to Rachel. because she got her family member to vote, and they had not voted, or I think voted the opposite way a couple of cycles, and she got them to vote for Harris. So I wanted to shout out to her. I didn't want to put them totally on blast, but that kind of stuff matters. So yeah, Michigan's going to be really interesting because the Arab American vote is something I don't think that she's shored up there much at all, and I'm really hoping that that doesn't tank her there. But Detroit, if Detroit turns up, then that state's hers.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I will say is, just like North Carolina, like if North Carolina was to somehow go Harris's way, that I think that pretty much seals the election. If you see a state like Michigan go Trump's way, she's in a bad way.
Yeah, that would not be good. This is the guy, just to inject some levity here. The guy that was simulating fellatio on a microphone the other day. Did you see that?
Somebody, I will say, there was somebody that I consider to be probably right leaning, but not a Trumpster that I know, and so I value their opinion when it comes to conservative politics.
Sure.
And they told me that, speaking to people that they were close with, the Republican Party feels that Trump may have blown the election in the last 5 days.
I've heard that too, and I would not doubt it. I mean, he has been just a wreck on the campaign trail and hasn't really. I mean, his closing argument was, I don't know, I'm going to imprison my enemies, and I hate doing this, basically. So,
And
not exactly the most compelling vote for me.
and it's super important to note here too, like, this is the first time in presidential election history that the winner could also get a get out of free jail card.
Literally, yeah.
I
Because
mean,
his
literally,
sentencing is later this month.
November 26th, he is sentenced on 37 felony counts.
That is crazy.
And so he is not, people are like, well, he's running for me. No, he's not. He's running to save himself.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Sorry, I'm just going to
Running,
share our thing on
no,
Twitter
you're
real
good.
quick.
Running to save himself. That's what's happening. South Carolina right now only has about less than 1,000 votes in. Trump with 64% at that point.
Yeah, there's no shocker there.
Now, I will say, did you guys do a midterm election, one of these?
I think so in 2022, yeah.
Okay. Uh, I will say, in every presidential election that we've ever held one of these, it has been a Democratic winner. So statistics show that when this show is held on election night, presidential election night, that Democrats do tend to win. I don't know if Nate Silver knows that or not, but maybe we should have let him know to help with his discussion of the election.
Nate Silver just loves gambling. He loves poker, and that's
But
honestly what he's better at than
well,
election
did
stuff.
you see did you see that he ran 80,000 simulations?
Yeah, I did. I didn't
40
really read anything about it though.
Harris won 40,012.
Jesus Christ. Honestly, that's not very shocking considering all the polls have them like neck and neck.
John Pezza, I hope I'm saying that right, said on YouTube, I think Harris wins comfortably. Virginia and Georgia will give us a decent early look. I actually agree with the Virginia and Georgia giving us a good look. If she loses Georgia, but it's less than 2 points, I feel good about where she is. If it's more, if we start to see Georgia slide, I start to get worried about places like Arizona.
Yeah, I agree. I don't. So I honestly consider Arizona to be a wash for her. Truthfully, right now, if she wins it, great. But I don't really have a lot of hope there for that.
I'm not saying she has to win it. What I'm saying is, if she starts getting killed in Georgia, I just am like, okay, Arizona's out. Like, that's where I'm
Oh, I
at.
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Nevada
Yeah,
is
that's probably
interesting.
fair.
Nevada is interesting because when we talked about it last, statistics were showing that even um, Las Vegas was moving towards the Republican vote, but early,
What?
yeah. Well, remember, I talked about this on the podcast.
Oh,
where
moving toward. Okay, yeah.
toward the Republicans. Yeah. Over the course of the last 20 years, it continues to move more Republican to the point where it could flip at any time. But what I will say is early signs are showing that that actually has become a little bit more stagnant in terms of how much it's been moving percentage wise when it comes to this election.
Yeah, I agree. I think Nevada is going to be a really interesting state with what ends up happening there because it's been a solid in the sense that that Democrats have been winning it lately, but it's always been the margins have been very narrow. And with everything that happened with COVID, they had a governor that they booted out of office, I think, because of that in 2022. And because Las Vegas, the center of the Nevada economy, is almost entirely hospitality based, and that took a massive hit because of the pandemic. And so, I'll be interested to see what happens there if she can make up some of the losses that occurred in the past 4 years. I don't know. I really don't know. JD Vance, we haven't mentioned him yet in this stream, and I feel like we need to. We're on a commercial break here.
Mm-hmm.
His final few days have been a blunder, to say the least. Did you see where he called Kamala Harris garbage?
No.
Yeah, they're still stuck on this garbage thing from where Biden. This all started, for those of you watching, listening. This all started back when Trump held his Madison Square Gardens rally. He had comedian Tony Hinchcliffe come on. Tony Hinchcliffe bombed in a way that may have cost Trump the election when he said that Puerto Rico is a floating island of garbage.
Yes. Yeah, I did see that.
So then Biden said, "Oh, only people that are garbage are supporters." And so, that obviously was like a basket of deplorables-esque comment. So a lot of the MAGA people have been very upset about that and wearing garbage bags to go vote. Very normal thing to do. And Jay Vance got up there. I think he did it during a rally. I want to say maybe in Pennsylvania, North Carolina. He got up there and he said, and I don't know the direct quote, but something like, we got to take out the garbage that is Kamala Harris. And everybody was like, ooh. So that's not a great thing to say, especially about a woman running for president or anybody really.
Yeah, I also figured out that the reason why the Cincinnati Bengals are not winning and I figured JD Vance was seen yesterday with a Cincinnati Bengals hoodie on.
That son of a bitch.
So
stolen valor.
This sumbitch is trying to take my team, my country. He's trying to take it all. And
our culture.
He tried to take my region.
Our culture is not his costume.
That's right. And my team isn't either.
I would just say that Margot Price got invited to sing the national anthem at the Titans game, and the Titans won for the second time all year. So, correlation, causation, can we please get Margot Price to sing at a Bengals game?
Michael says, my sofa. He tried to take my team, my country, and my sofa.
And he would ban sofas just so that we would stop talking about them.
Yeah, he would ban sofas and only allow love seats.
Yeah. Well, he calls them make love seats, but
that's what I mean. He said it's always with love, okay?
Yeah, well, because he doesn't believe in pleasure sex, only procreative sex. So there you go.
The good news is that there'll be a bunch more recliners because abortion will be illegal.
Jesus Christ.
JD Vance, what a dick.
He's certainly something. A dick.
Battleground
yeah, definitely.
Alert. Battleground 5 minutes.
Battleground alert.
Hello?
Trying out my hello, this is Battleground. Hey, yeah, let's get some numbers in from North Carolina, please and thank you, Roy Cooper.
Hey, Roy.
Roy Cooper, a stalwart who has won 2 statewide elections in North Carolina during presidential election years, so he knows a thing or two about winning. In that race, their governor is going to be Josh Stein.
It
Where are you
has
going
to
to?
be.
Yeah, Mark Robinson has no chance. The guy who was on nudeafrica.com leaving some very interesting comments.
What is going on? Like, where is Roy Cooper now? Is he just kind of going away?
It has been rumored that he might run for Senate. I'm not sure because he's pretty old. He's in his 70s, I think. So there's a chance he could run for Senate and try to beat out what's his name?
They're
Tom
okay. Raleigh,
Tillis,
North
maybe.
Carolina. Raleigh, North Carolina. They're literally showing illegal election actions on the camera there.
What do you mean?
People in line to vote and people campaigning for Donald Trump.
Oh, like wearing a MAGA shirt and stuff?
No, and walking around and handing them stuff.
Oh God, I don't know what their laws are there, but it's usually like a pretty standard
It's a
100
federal
feet or.
offense.
Oh, it's federal.
Yeah, it's
Well,
a
damn.
federal offense.
Somebody needs to be cracking some skulls then.
That's like they're in West Virginia, like here, somebody got in trouble for wearing like Harris Walls things, which like you should not be allowed to wear that. I agree.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I get it.
but then immediately the same pollster here, or but yeah, whatever person working the poll allowed somebody in Trump stuff to come in and do, and they got
That's
in
so
trouble.
annoying.
So it's
Election
like
fraud. That's what it is.
it's
Fraud.
awful. North Carolina, it's got to be Josh, right?
Yeah, Josh Stein, who's running for governor, Democrat. So, I mean,
That
look,
helps. People don't give that enough credit for
yeah.
to help Harris. That's a big boost. And it's just like Arizona. Them having a nutcase on the Senate race helps Harris.
Oh, absolutely. And actually, let's while we're waiting for results to come in, let's tell our wonderful watchers, viewers, listeners, streamers, if I may, some of the things that Mark Robinson has done and said. So for governor, Roy Cooper, who's on the screen right now, termed out, can't run again from North Carolina. The Republicans nominated, I think, who is probably the objectively the worst candidate they could have found in the state. I think. I don't think it's even close. And Josh Stein is just kind of he's sort of your prototypical Democrat, But so this is from The Advocate, the 18 most batshit things North Carolina Republican governor candidate Mark Robinson has said. He referred to himself as a black Nazi. Hopefully that won't get this stream canceled. I won't say it again. That's what he referred.
Real quick, sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but I don't know if you saw this. Did you see the thing in DeKalb County, Georgia?
DeKalb? What'd they do?
7 polling places were being evacuated because of bomb threats in the last hour.
Jesus.
County CEO says voters will get to vote and says that threats let's see, said earlier threats in Cobb and Fulton were likely Russian.
Jeez. That's terrible.
Ricky Babb, you have to be Appalachian to be able to be the first Appalachian vice president. So
what?
Comment says, boys and girls, we're going to have our first ever Appalachian vice president, and JD Vance, you just got to get used to it, but you can't be the first Appalachian vice president if you're not Appalachian.
Yeah, also Joe Biden was Appalachian, he was vice president.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's Ricky, you suck.
Try again. Back to Mark Robinson. Polls closed in 34 seconds. So he referred to himself as a black NAZI. I don't want this stream to get canceled on YouTube, so I just gonna censor myself for that. I don't know how they work. Referred to himself as a perv who likes to watch transgender porn, except he used a slur to describe transgender people. No, there's just telling the polls.
I thought we were getting a call. Yeah, I thought we were getting a call.
Unfortunately not. He believes that transgender women should defecate in public. It's another thing that he said. believe that we should read more of Mein Kampf. This is
We're getting a
Mark
projection.
Robinson.
We're getting a projection.
It's probably West Virginia. Oh,
No,
too early.
North Carolina.
Can we stop with this? If
Yeah,
it's
I
too early to
hate
call,
this.
we know. Okay, we
Stop, yeah.
know.
Are you
Oh, big
kidding me?
upset. Big
Too early to
upset.
call. That's too early to call.
Too early. Stop the steal. My God.
Now they're just handing it
Stop
out.
the Mountain State steal.
Okay, come on.
Ohio.
Okay, you could, if you're going, if you're going to just go ahead and call West Virginia, call Ohio.
No, don't call Ohio because Ohio is going to get interesting. They also have. We didn't talk about this.
Okay.
Maybe not for the presidential, but we didn't talk about this on the episode. But Ohio has a really interesting ballot measure this year on gerrymandering, issue 1.
I know, and it's insane to me that Republicans are saying, "Hey, don't agree with this," because how can you just openly support gerrymandering?
Well, what they tried to do, and Frank LaRose is part of this, Secretary of State, is they tried to write it as confusing as humanly possible so that it would confuse. It's right, but so that people wouldn't vote for it, so that they didn't have to come out and say that. But then some of them just did, which is wild to me. Like, okay, and so for people that aren't aware, Ohio, one of the most gerrymandered states in the entire country. That's unfortunate, but not surprising. Jim Justice
called.
Thank you to Glenn Elliott for running. So basically, gerrymandering, if you don't know, is where politicians draw their own districts for when they run so that they can have more advantageous districts. They pick their voters, not the other way around. So what this measure in Ohio would do would be to create an independent, or I don't think independent is the right word, to create a redistricting commission that would be populated by an even number of Republicans, Democrats, and independents, I think chosen from outside of like elected office. So it would take that away from the politicians doing it. Too early to call for now, yeah.
Sorry. Good.
So, but that's what I mean. I think it's a really, really important thing. I know that Michigan, I think, voted in favor of doing that. Redistricting commissions, they definitely have their own issues. Okay, that's interesting. Look, I'll take it. I'll take it too early to call on the governor's race.
No, that's not too early to call.
For Cardinal Pill Pat over here. Pat Morrissey.
Steve Williams raised what, $70,000?
I don't know, man. I like Steve though. He's a good guy.
He ran a shitty campaign, and he deserves to be told he ran a shitty campaign.
Well, you heard it from Big John, not me. I can't opine on that, but what I will say is that Pat Morrissey used to lobby for Cardinal Health, who is a chiefly one of the ones chiefly responsible for the opioid crisis. So right now, I was just going to pull up some Ohio results. We don't have anything in yet, which is annoying.
I got to respond to this comment. Ricky, I don't care if you vote for conservatives. I honestly don't. I can't stand fake personas, which is JD Vance. That's
truth.
My point. That I don't care if you vote Republican. It's not some like, yeah, I don't care. But pretending that JD Vance is some Appalachian god is a joke.
God, if he's an Appalachian god, we are so screwed.
Yeah, I'm going to Appalachian hell.
Yeah, which at that point might be a better place.
Yeah, which is also known as Pittsburgh.
Hey, I will not take Pittsburgh.
I love Pittsburgh, but I hate the Steelers and I hate Pitt. Sorry.
Stop the Steelers. That's what we say.
I like everything else.
Yeah, it's a good place. Let's see if while you are doing that, I'm just gonna Google some stuff real quick. I want to see if we have any results on the ballot measures in Kentucky. So give me just a couple seconds.
Okay. And I'll just be right here, probably talking to Ricky. Also, Ricky, I like your name because it reminds me of Trailer Park Boys.
Is that show good? I've never watched it, but I see like
very good. Stuff so it's so funny.
Would I like it?
Yeah, I think you would like after the first season.
Okay.
It's like a jokey. It's like a dumb comedy, but it has some wit in there too. Like it's pretty good. I liked it.
Okay, I'll check it out. Um, this is annoying because NBC only has issue 1, which is not the one I'm interested in.
Wait, isn't issue 1 the abortion one?
Not in Kentucky. It's like citizenship voting, whatever or something.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Ohio. Sorry.
No, and that's gerrymandering for Ohio.
2 is abortion, right?
In Ohio, I don't know that they have one this year.
Well, they have a 1 and a 2.
I'll have to look. I don't remember what 2 is there. So okay, so Amendment
Patrick
2
Morrissey has been called.
Color me shocked. That's unfortunate. And I'm so sorry, West Virginia, because he is one of the worst. So Kentucky Amendment 2, this is good. This is really good right now. So right now, I'll say, but I don't know where the votes have been counted, where they haven't. Excuse me. I think we're looking here. Lexington has 19% in. Louisville has 28% of the vote in. So there's still a lot of votes left to come. Kentucky Amendment 2, which would allow public funds to go to non-public education, meaning school vouchers, don't allow. So a no to that is up 64% to 35%.
Okay.
With 21% of the vote in so far. Which there's still a lot of vote left to come in, but that's good for, at least in my opinion, for public schools.
You see that?
What?
2% in. 2%
for North Carolina? I'm going to have to go to my North Carolina map then.
Harris up 68-30.
So, okay, so he's pointing to Mecklenburg County right there where Charlotte is.
How do you know all these counties? It's super impressive.
Thank you. I work on this stuff in my free time. So today, actually, let's talk about North Carolina because there's something I wanted to bring up with this, which is he's going crazy on that map there. The last time that a Democrat won the state for president, a Democratic presidential candidate won, was in 2008, Barack Obama, and that was a landslide year. So we're looking, I'm going to try to pull up some real-time results here so I can compare these because the one page that I had didn't actually have the results up yet. So let me see here. Okay, so let's talk about Appalachia. Buncombe County, which is where Asheville is. So when Barack Obama won it, and I'm getting a little nerd here, so just hang in there, folks. Barack Obama won that 57-43 in 2008. That is by 14 points, Buncombe County, Asheville. The turnout was around 121,000 total, 69,000 Democrats. Right now, there's only 6% in. So what we're going to want to watch is what the margin of victory in that county for Kamala Harris is. Because she's going to win that county, but it's about how much. Because that's your big Democratic stronghold in Western North Carolina and the Appalachian part of the state. Barack Obama won 3 counties in Appalachian, North Carolina. I'm going to pause here. We have a projection. Oh, Phil Scott. God, how many times has he run for governor?
He's the incumbent.
Yeah, he's I think the most popular governor in the country. He's got like a 70% approval rating or something like that. It's crazy.
How is Vermont's so weird?
It's a funny state. It's very interesting. So anyway, back to North Carolina, Barack Obama won 3 Appalachian counties in North Carolina in 2008. He won Watauga, Bumpkin. I keep saying Bumpkin. It's not Bumpkin. Jesus. I'm sorry, North Carolinians watching this. Buncombe. I'm probably saying it wrong now. And Jackson. And he won those both.
I am not with him. Okay, North Carolinians, not with him.
What do you mean?
You're messing this up, and I'm not taking the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, John's in the right. I'm in the wrong. Just how it is. Anyway, currently she's winning in Swain County, but that's got only 2% in. Watauga, she's winning with only 4%. And basically, so she needs to run up the margins in Buncombe. I'm talking about Appalachia right now. She needs to run up the margins in Buncombe, get at least 14 points or 10 points there, and then have a sizable win in Jackson Watauga, hopefully. But where Steve Kornacki was pointing out was Mecklenburg County, which they don't have any numbers in yet. That's a big monster county there, and one that is going to be really important to see what the turnout looks like. So North Carolina, it's going to hinge on those big population centers. So Mecklenburg County, where Charlotte is, Durham and the Research Triangle, and Wake County, where I can't remember what's in Wake County, but somebody I'm sure will, where Wake Forest is, I think, where there's a huge population there. Those we're going to need to see a big turnout, and then at least shore up some votes in the rural parts of the state. And that's where I get back to our good friend Anderson Clayton. She has been putting in so much time and effort to win voters over in rural parts of North Carolina, but also just stem the bleeding. And so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. It's too early to call, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm a little. I was just looking at maps. Sorry, so
All
I'm
good.
kind of out of the states I was worried about so far have been closer than I thought with initial projections, I guess.
Which ones?
North Carolina is a little bit closer than I thought it would be early. I thought early on you would see a pretty big Trump surge,
Mm-hmm.
and I still am not a believer in that, in her winning that, but especially because think about this. Look who it in 2008. Look who it took to win that state.
Barack Obama was a
the
generational talent.
the perfect candidate at the perfect time.
Yeah.
We don't have that here.
We don't, but we have the perfect candidate to run against, I would say. An ideal win in this situation.
But what was in 2020, Biden didn't carry North Carolina.
No. A Democrat hasn't won North Carolina since 2008.
But Trump was way more hated, it felt like, in 2020.
I don't know. I don't know that. I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Okay, I guess what I mean by that is I worry always when 4 years goes by, especially when you don't have an incumbent. People want to like say, "Oh, Harris is viewed as the incumbent." I disagree. I think a lot of people see Donald Trump as the incumbent.
No, I think you're right.
He's been president before. I think people look at Harris as the newcomer and somebody who they're unsure about. And no one is unsure about Donald Trump. They either love him or don't want him to be president.
Yeah, everybody's got an opinion.
He is polarizing. Harris is more like kind of one of those things like, what do we do with that candidate?
Right.
And you can thank Joe Biden for that.
I'm just glad that he got out, and that's something that is, extremely important because we would not be I don't even know if we'd be live streaming tonight if Biden were still in it, because I don't think that Kamala Harris I don't think he'd have a snowball's chance in hell of winning.
It would not have been close.
No, it wouldn't. And you got to think, like, if she pulls this out, that is an impressive feat because her campaign started in when was it? Like July?
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
And that's part of what worries me.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I think
Donald Trump has been campaigning for 4 years.
But he has been a train wreck the past like 3 weeks. And lots of people have been voting and just like making their decision in real time. I saw somewhere where the majority of voters were breaking for Harris in the final weeks, and then the numbers for Puerto Ricans was like 85% Harris, like 5% Trump, and 10 undecided. And I don't know the exact numbers for Pennsylvania, but there's a huge Puerto Rican population in Pennsylvania. So that could be really interesting to see if that, results in anything. I'm not sure, but I don't know, man. We'll see.
The other thing that worries me about Harris, and I talked a little bit about the show, is like Harris hasn't even, she's never even won a primary.
No, she lost
Now,
one pretty heavily.
that's what I mean. Now we're expecting she just goes in and wins the presidential election. That's
Right.
that's a tough ask.
Especially,
Especially
it's an impossible ask almost.
right, and she, I don't know, and that's part of the issue. Oh Jesus, 60.
What?
There's 14% in on Georgia, and he's just
They
stomping
haven't
through.
counted Fulton County.
I
Don't
know, I
don't.
know, I know.
I would
I
just
tell
not
people not
even.
to worry about it, but I just,
Yeah.
um, and that's the way Georgia looked in. Just so everybody knows, that's the way Georgia looked in 2020 as well. Trump was kicking absolute ass until they got to Atlanta.
And it looks bad until you realize just like how much population is in Fulton County. Like so the Fulton
What's the
County.
percentage of total population in terms of Georgia's total population in that county?
So Fulton County's population, according to a quick Google, is 1.07 million.
Okay.
Georgia population is 3.71 million. So a little under a third of the entire state.
Okay.
Or wait, no, sorry, never mind. That is the country of Georgia. My bad. The that I was like, that doesn't sound right.
That's what I was like, oh, okay, that's a lot less than I thought.
10.7 million, so like 1/10 of the state, I guess. But of the vote share, I'd have to look it up, but I'm not entirely sure what that would be. I'll look it up here in a minute. I was trying to find out if issue 1 in Ohio had any results yet.
Donald Trump is definitely feeling like and a lot of people think this too, is that he may have lost Pennsylvania with the the Puerto Rican thing. I think he thinks he's lost Pennsylvania as well, because he tweeted out, there's already massive cheating in Philadelphia, police inbound.
Yeah. Well, he's the reason why they had snipers on the roofs in Philadelphia polling locations. Guy's a moron. It's just ridiculous that we are at this point, right? Like, this is the third time he's run for president. He's been the Republican nominee 3 times. What? Where? Oh, they're counting votes. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's still a lot of people there.
I got an update on issue 1 in Ohio.
Isn't this the 4th time he's run for president?
Technically, yeah, because he ran as the Reform Party for like a hot minute back in the day.
Wait, what about 2012?
He didn't run in 2012.
He didn't.
No, he teased it, but he didn't run.
Okay.
That was back when he was doing the birtherism with Obama.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought he filed. Maybe he didn't.
He might have filed, but he never was officially a candidate.
All right, give me the update.
Issue 1 in Ohio. This is the to establish a citizen-led redistricting commission. It's and again, this is only 4% estimated votes in, but right now the no is up heavily on yes, 60-40. I will say that the votes in Cincinnati, Columbus, and Cleveland have not come in at all yet.
Can I say something too about that? The
Sure.
Massive issue for Harris in Ohio, love him or hate him, is JD Vance.
He's going to talk more about that, because I'm not sure where you're going with that.
He's going to steal some of the Cincinnati vote.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
And that's where she needed to capitalize, obviously, because Cincinnati is a huge area, obviously, in Ohio that they depend on. Columbus is a massive one, and Cleveland is a massive one. Akron somewhat, but he's from Cincinnati, essentially. He's going to steal that away. People look at him, and when I go to Cincinnati a lot, I talked to a lot of people there. They all look at him as like that city's son.
Yeah.
Even even very progressive people I know who don't understand the harm that he's done to our region, they just see him as a guy who just wants to help people.
Which is insane to me. Absolutely insane. But yeah, no, you're right. I mean, he's done a good job at fooling people, that's for sure. I have a update. This is not Appalachia, but it is very important to me, which is Florida Amendment 4, constitutional right to abortion. There is 64% of the vote in so far, so still a lot of vote left to come in, but issue 4 is at 57%, 57.4%, which is good. But the problem is in Florida, you have to get 60% of the vote, a 60% threshold for a constitutional amendment.
Yeah, I figured.
Well,
It was
so
gonna be close.
yeah, and Miami-Dade County is 70% in, so there's still 30% of the vote there. Orange County, which is Orlando, has over half the vote still left to come in. And then Tampa, Pinellas, Hillsborough County still has a good chunk left to come in. So we'll see. It would be a real shame if that didn't pass. That's all I'll say. It would be a real shame.
How are you feeling about the weed amendment there?
I don't know. It was pulling around the same as abortion. Right now, I don't know why it's saying that 40% of the weed vote is in, but 60% of the abortion one is in. That doesn't make any sense. But right now, it's trailing behind the abortion amendment 54%. So I don't know. There's been a coordinated campaign in Florida to convince people that it's bad and that the streets are going to be flooded with a bunch of pot shops on your door. Which I'm like, there are already so many dispensaries here that just dispense medical marijuana. It's like, it's really not going to change that much, people.
Yeah, that you're just leaving money on the table. Like that's all you're doing with that.
That's all it is. You said that one of our very first episodes we ever did on this show. You said money on the table, marijuana.
All right, I believe you. It's true though.
I know because I made like an audio clip of it. So it was one of the first ones I ever put out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's true though. Like it's just so much money that's just sitting there. And guess what? I hate to break it to you guys. People are gonna smoke weed whether or not it's legal. So you might as well make money.
Yeah, you might as well put those tax dollars to schools or
And
something. I
then
mean, my God.
people want to talk about like, well, one want to say it's a gateway drug. That's not true. But two, they're like, I don't want my kids around it. Let me tell you this. Not as I represent hundreds of clients. I have never had one client who stole anything to get money for weed, who, did crazy stuff to get weed. That's should not be in the same category as everything else.
Right.
It's insane.
I would I agree with you. I would just point out right now, I don't know this is going to be indicative of anything elsewhere, but right now there's 72% of the vote in Miami-Dade County in Florida. That's Miami. So huge Hispanic population there, a mixed one. You got Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Hondurans, all different types of people there. And she's trailing Trump pretty significantly there, 55-44. I don't know which precincts have reported and which haven't. Maybe there's like ones in the more affluent areas or maybe not, but it's not a great sign for her there in Florida, and it could be indicative of a trend overall. I'm not sure. But I don't know. We'll see. It's Florida's Florida. You know how it is.
Yeah, I didn't have any hope there, to be honest with you. The
I didn't either. I'm just hoping for the ballot measures.
the thing that I'm kind of worried about right now is they're like I think 9% of votes in right now, like total, and she's losing popular vote.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me.
I don't know. I feel
A
like
lot of these
last.
population centers haven't reported yet. Fulton County, I don't even think has any votes in.
That's fair.
Um, and for example, in Ohio, they're just getting votes in for Franklin County, which is Columbus, and Cuyahoga, which is Cleveland, and Cincinnati still hasn't come in. Are they in a different time zone or no?
Mm-mm.
Okay, never mind. So yeah, Hamilton County hasn't come in yet for Cincinnati. So,
Hamilton County's in a weird spot too,
mhm.
because speaking about local elections and making people want to vote versus not want to vote, the Democratic leadership there has been pretty pretty atrocious in
That's what I've
Cincinnati,
heard.
to the point where it's like we're getting. Are you back? There you go.
Yeah,
I got reset.
sorry.
To the point where it honestly worries me that it could push a lot of people to the other side of the aisle. I mean, it's been really bad.
What
They've
have they
spoken
done?
out. Well, number of things. One is they've spoken it out against sports teams in Cincinnati,
Like,
essentially
in what
saying we don't
respect?
need them.
Oh, that's never popular.
Not a smart thing to fucking do whenever you're when one your economy does depend on those sports teams. Let me ask this: who would go to Cincinnati if there were no sports? Cincinnati's
I
one of my favorite places in the world. I wouldn't go if the Reds and the Bengals weren't there. Like, I wouldn't go.
It's one thing to be against a new stadium. Like, I get that because they're expensive. It's always public money going into them, and that's always like an important debate to have in a city. But like, just against sport, why are they against them? What was the issue?
Well, first off, the funny part that you mentioned right there is the new stadium part. The Democratic leadership there is actually sorry. I'll get close. Somebody said I'm much harder to hear. I have a way worse microphone than Chuck right now.
I know. I need to retrieve the other one.
uh, the the Democratic leadership there wants a new football stadium. They want a new stadium. They want a dome because they think that that's going to lead to more things. They
Like
don't
a
want to pay
Super Bowl.
well, and just more availability of a venue. The
Yeah.
problem with that is twofold. One, they don't want to pay for it, which makes sense because to be honest with you, the Bengals hosed Hamilton County in their last agreement. Hosed them. Hamilton County paid for it was like 90% of the cost of the stadium that was built in 2002 and only received very very small amounts of revenue from it. I mean,
Hmm.
they got absolutely
Jeez.
Forbes called it the worst contract ever signed by a county.
Good job, guys. Way to go.
So now they're pissed, right? They're pissed about all of that.
Can't blame
But
them.
but they don't have any leverage. What are they going to do? Like I mean, theoretically the Bengals could move to a bigger market and be fine. I mean, Cincinnati is a small market area. Anyway, they want a new stadium. The Bengals don't want to pay for it. The Bengals want to pay for renovations. It's a huge mess. Hamilton County has said a lot of bad things about the pro sports teams, some of which I agree with, some of which I don't. And to be honest, the Bengals and the Reds have notoriously been cheap their entire history. But you can't, as a county leadership, come out against the two largest things in your city. You can't.
No, I think that's a pretty dumb move. It's a pretty
And
dumb
it's
move.
easy for Republicans to go, you know what? I'm a Bengals fan. I'm a Reds fan. I'll make sure they stay here.
I
And
would
then people
hope
go, you
so.
know what? I don't want him to leave. Maybe I will vote for that guy.
Well, I think first of all, never a smart move. It's like the third rail of politics is coming out against a major sports team that's an institution in your
Dumb.
entire city and one of the
Dumb.
primary reasons people go there. So I don't know what to say about that. I will just really quickly say this is like an update apropos of most people not watching this, but at least for me, Amendment 4 in Florida is creeping upwards, the abortion amendment, and it's now at 58% of the vote with 73% in. So there's still hope that could pass because it needs 60. We got polls closing in Pennsylvania. The Commonwealth calls himself a state and a Commonwealth. Never will understand why we're still being cucks to the British. But
the McDowell County is 98.9% reporting. McDowell County, West Virginia.
I'm sure it's all for Kamala Harris.
567 people voted.
That's really sad.
Florida to Donald Trump.
Of course.
561 votes went to Donald Trump of 567.
Okay.
Three went to Jill Stein.
Good God.
2 went to Harris. 1 went to Chase Oliver, who's the Libertarian. 0 went to RFK Jr.
Well, at least that was a win. Nobody voted for RFK.
Harris lost to Stein.
I mean, what do you expect in McDowell County?
I know. I'm just saying, like,
that's pretty bad, though. That's pretty bad.
But it is. I get it. It's McDowell County, right? It's easy to dismiss, but it's also one of those things where you go, this is really how bad the Democratic Party has lost rural voters.
Yeah, and coal country voters for sure. Absolutely.
And you can't even beat somebody who hasn't done anything, like Jill Stein.
Jill Stein, I feel like so many people give her the benefit of the doubt on the left of like, oh, she must be left of Kamala, and she is on some things, but she's just like a gadfly. It's all she is. She is this come around every 4 years and claim to be the victim. I don't know, whatever. People vote for them, fine. But if you're in a swing state, please don't. I don't know. It's not like it matters anymore because the votes are done. So, so we got some more coming in too close to call. They'll be called later. Let's see if we've got any updates in North Carolina and Ohio. Thanks, Petey Pablo. Appreciate it. So Ohio's at 25% in so far, and Kamala is actually in the lead, which is interesting.
That is interesting.
Hamilton County is just now that's why, because they just reported a big chunk from Hamilton County from Cincinnati, which 36% of that vote is in. She's winning 64-35. And she's winning in Appalachian County, Mahoning, 40% in, 54-45. The Democrats have done all right in Mahoning before, but that's a good sign for Sherrod Brown if Mahoning is going her way, and if she can stem the bleeding in Ashtabula and Trumbull, which are two of the other counties up north in the Appalachian stretch of that near Erie, Pennsylvania. So it'll be interesting to see when those numbers come in. We don't have any reporting in there yet, but fucking Rick Scott, God, he sucks. I'm so sick of that man. I kept getting ads about him saying, "Oh, I'm a grandpa, so I support IVF," and he voted against it twice.
Who is Hogan? Is
fucking Craven?
Is Hogan the Senate? Does he currently have that seat in the Senate?
No, he does not. This is an open seat. He was previously the governor of Maryland.
I think Hogan wins this.
No, he doesn't. There's no fucking way.
He's so popular there.
Yeah, Senate's different though. I don't know. I don't think he'll win. Angela Brooks also has she was the county executive for PG County, and they really like her there, so she's gonna pull a lot of votes from there.
All right, I gotta get my dog out of here. He's going nuts. Say bye, Boz. Say bye.
Oh, there's Big Boz.
Say bye-bye.
He can't handle the results. I get it. I mean, look, they called a bunch of places for Trump, and he's currently winning the Electoral College. I get
it. Who do you think will win?
Bark twice for Kamala, bark once for Trump.
Bark.
He said Jill Stein. Okay, well, that's interesting.
Stein.
Hot take.
He said Jill Stein.
He's a Stein head. Interesting.
He's a Steiner.
A Steiner. Well, in North Carolina, that could be a good thing.
Moxie, I don't think that race is going to be close. I think Mark Robinson's going to get absolutely destroyed.
I hope if Mark Robinson won, then I don't have any hope for the United States of America. But I mean, we'll see.
Ooh, Georgia, 35% in. I know. They haven't reported.
Well, how much is in from Fulton? Is there any in?
I don't know. It's starting to come in. Look.
Okay, I'm trying to pull it up here. So Fulton County's got an estimated 51% in. Okay, so
53 and then on MSNBC 53.
Okay. Oh, he's got to pull it up now. Okay, yeah. So 214, so 71-28. That's a pretty good margin in there. I don't remember
She's
what
still losing pretty substantially.
They still haven't counted Columbus though either. And the Donut County. So you see those ones that are still blank around there.
Yeah.
The Donut counties are also where you pull up a lot. Like right now, Cobb County, which is to the left, there's no votes in there yet. DeKalb and Gwinnett. Okay, here's a great thing. Gwinnett's a really interesting one. Gwinnett is a suburb, like part of the
Gwinnett or Quinnett?
Gwynn, Gwinnett.
Quinnett's is a fantastic buffet in West Virginia. Sorry, go ahead.
Nice. Gwinnett is an Appalachian county, technically in the ARC, that is a pivot county in Georgia and could very easily decide the race. See, he's got to pull it up there now. What does he say? How many? 1% in?
One.
Yeah.
One.
It was 1% in. Gwinnett's a big fucking county.
Where's Fayette County?
Fayette is another donut.
Look at this. Look. In 2020, Trump won 52-45. Look at the race right here.
That's good. That's really good. That's a good
and
closing.
That's Biden winning Georgia.
I'm going to put on closed caption so I can see what he's saying.
Hey, Chuck, do me a favor. Put on closed caption.
You bet, buddy.
This is insane.
So, that's interesting in Fayette County. Fayette County is another one of those that are kind of on the periphery there near Fulton. But you've got a bunch of these counties. So Gwinnett, he just pulled that up, but there's only 1% in. That's going to make a huge difference once the numbers come in there. And once they bring up the second half of Fulton County.
What about Texas? You think?
I don't know that polls have closed there yet. I'm not. But what time do they close? Do you know? 9 o'clock?
I think they close at 9. It's either 8:30 or 9, I think.
Too close to call in Ohio.
Look at Ohio. Wow.
Hell yeah, brother.
But you said it though, Hamilton County.
Well, let me pull it up and see where we are. So Ohio.
Whoa, look at PA. Wonder what's in PA.
Not much they might have some early numbers from Philadelphia because they were on the ball with counting there. It's interesting they haven't called South Carolina yet.
Yeah, I think it should be.
It will go to him, but the fact they haven't called it is interesting, and it may imply that he's not. God damn.
Now we jokingly said election alert. What's this? Georgia.
Oh, I love my former home of Tennessee, even though they vote for him.
We jokingly talked about McDowell County and like how, she's going to lose to Stein there. I actually think West Virginia might be closer in 2024 than it was in 2020.
Maybe. I would be interested to see if she wins any counties. I don't think she will, but it'd be interesting if she even came close in like
West Virginia.
Yeah.
No.
In like Mon County or something.
She won't. Mon County has flipped hard.
Really?
Oh,
that's interesting.
They gerrymandered the shit out of everything.
Of course they did.
So like in West Virginia, we used to have. Remember, I was the 59th district.
Yeah, it's no longer that. I looked that up.
There's now 100 districts. There's now 100.
That's so stupid in a state like West Virginia.
Well, not for the Republicans because
I know.
No. I'm with you. but Monongalia used to be a 4-member seat. Like
Yeah.
that. Then they just said, you know what we'll do? We'll chop it, and we'll give essentially the Republicans the 2 rural seats, and the Democrats agreed.
You know that it's so stupid. Jesus Christ. Come on, guys. Come on. New Hampshire has over 100 or 400 House of Reps seats, right?
That's a waste of money.
It's like, what do you like represent 2 rural city blocks? Oh
Yeah, I
man.
represent
So
my mom and my dad.
Randolph. Okay, wait, hold on here. So that is she's gonna have to really improve those numbers.
Yeah, oh boy, that's bad.
There's only 60% in, but and again, like we don't know which precincts have been reported yet, so that can impact things. I was looking at the results in Ohio right now. So Ohio is 52-46 Harris with 32% in. Franklin County, Columbus has 40% in. Hamilton County, Cincinnati has 36. And Cuyahoga, which is Cleveland, has 34.
Is she gonna flip Ohio?
I don't think she'll flip it, but she's performing well in some of these counties so far. Mahoning, I mentioned earlier, she's still ahead of Mahoning. That's an Appalachian county. And Trumbull, she is up 50-49, another Appalachian county in Ohio. 37% in.
Oh, here we go. Pittsburgh's in. Okay, that's why. Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. Allegheny. And Philadelphia County is 17% and 87-11. Okay, good.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I heard that Philadelphia is running up the numbers right now, which is amazing because that's where the bulk of her votes are going to come from.
Well, I mean, I heard the Democrats are stealing it.
Well, you heard correctly. You know how it is, man. The Democrats, they can't win. They got to steal. Trying to pull up some results for 2020 for Ohio. Ohio is really making me very interested right now. So
I'm a little blown away by it.
And again, there's still lots of votes to be counted, but in 2020, Trump won the state for 53-45. So about give or take 8 points. In Cincinnati, Biden only got 57%. Okay. And right now, she's in the 60s there. I think. Let me pull it up. I lost her. I've got too many tabs open. She's at 64% right now. So if she can hold that, and we say all this in the context of like, she's probably not going to win Ohio.
There it is.
Yeah, South Carolina. She's probably not going to win Ohio, but that's a good thing for Sherrod Brown, who's running for Senate there. Oakland County, Michigan, 72%. Oh yeah, so Michigan's coming in. Oakland County is a Detroit suburb.
Okay.
Next to Wayne County. That's good numbers there so far, only 16% in. Got a lot of friends that live in and around Oakland. Good place. Been up to Oakland, got really, really drunk in Oakland County once or twice because my buddy Mark went to school. He went to med school at Oakland University. Shout out to Mark Koss.
Shout out Mark.
We love Mark. Dr. Mark Koss, I should say. And his lovely wife, who is one of my best friends in the world, Michelle Geisler. Great people. Anyway, Oakland County, lots of good memories. So back to Ohio, though. So if these numbers hold, it'll be really interesting. Athens County is almost 70% for Harris. That's a good margin. Okay. One thing I wanted to point out about Ohio, though, again, I'm stuck in my craw right now. Joe Biden only won a single Appalachian county in Ohio in 2020, and that was Athens. And he won it 56-41. Right now, and again, only 36% of the vote is in. So take that for what it's worth. But she's winning 3 of the Appalachian counties. She's winning Trumbull, barely, Mahoning, decent margin, and Athens. All right, we have a projection for North Carolina. Josh Stein. All right. Suck it, Mark Robinson. Get out of there. It's a good win. That's a good win for North Carolinians. 58-37. With only 9% in or something, right?
God, Mark Robinson. Jesus. Thank God.
Like unbelievably terrible. Let me turn this off. So okay, we don't.
But I'm with you though. If North Carolina would have voted for him, I would have been like, "What? What are we doing here?"
It lost cause, lost cause.
Yeah, like done.
That's good though. I mean, there wasn't really a question, but it's good for North Carolina. They need that backstop there because their legislature is a supermajority of Republicans currently. And a supermajority can do a lot of bad things. Steve Kornacki is zooming in on Grand Rapids, and Grand Rapids is historically a conservative area, so it wouldn't be too terribly shocking about that. But I just need to see the mark. There's only 2% of the vote in, so we don't know anything yet. I'm looking back here though at North Carolina because so they've called the governor's race. Harris is still actually up 51-43 or 51-47. Granted, on NBC, it's only saying there's 9% of the vote in.
Huh.
But her margins are looking good. She's actually up in Haywood County, which is interesting. Buncombe County, she's up 76%. Raleigh.
I'm proud of your state too. Comments said, "I'm so proud of my home state right now."
Oh hell yeah, North Carolina. That's right. What's up, Anderson Clayton? She's pulling in the votes. Wake County, which is where Raleigh is, Harris is up 71-27. Again, there's very little of the vote in, so this is taking a while for it to come in.
Yeah.
I will be, and he's pulling up North Carolina right now. So, one thing I'm looking at is to see where, if anywhere, she's making up gains in rural counties or ones that just have traditionally voted Republican. One thing to look at, one interesting one will be Carteret County, which is on the coast where the Outer Banks is.
Oh, okay.
And I think typically it has gone Republican for the most part. I'm not sure what it's looking like now. I'm trying to pull up some numbers. I don't even know if they have any numbers in. They don't, so we don't know. Forsyth County, I don't know. There's 0% in. That's hilarious. Basically, the big counties you're going to want to pay attention to in North Carolina are the big population centers. They're going to be Mecklenburg, Durham, Guilford, Forsyth, Cumberland, and Wake, and then Buncombe. And those ones, she's got to just run the numbers up. And hopefully we get another maybe hour down the road tonight, and we're going to see a lot more of those numbers come in. I'm still hoping. I still have a lot of hope. I've been smoking the hopium today, big time, toking on it hard. And I got hope, man. And I feel like there's a chance.
Look at Union County.
It's 0% in.
Yeah, I know. Why even tell us?
I don't know. Come on, Steve. She got 69 votes. All right. Everybody.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God. It sucks.
To be fair, that's 67 more than McDowell County.
Sorry, West Virginia. Do we have a result on the ballot initiative in West Virginia?
Not that I've seen. It's not gonna pass, or it's not gonna go our way because it's so badly written.
Probably right. I do have an update, a little win on Kentucky. So Kentucky has almost half of the vote in. So we're 49.8% of the vote is in.
Mm-hmm.
And Kentucky Amendment 2, which is the one allowing public funds to go to non-public education. So basically school voucher funding, or allowing for it. Don't allow, aka against that, pro-public school position is at 64.9%. So far that's good. Now, what I will say is Lexington, almost all of their votes are in. They've only got about 9% left. Louisville, though, has only 55% in. And there's a bunch of counties, rural ones that don't. What I will say, though, is I'm looking at Appalachian counties in Kentucky right now, and we're seeing some interesting results on that. Most of them are voting don't allow.
Don't allow?
Yeah, as in against it, which is good.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Greenup County right now, 86% in. They're voting 66% against it. Lawrence County, 99% in. They voted 66-33. Johnson County, Dunn, 67-33. Floyd, 66-33. Damn. Pike County, 69-30. I don't know that.
30?
Yeah, I don't think that there's any county where it's ahead currently.
That's
a good sign.
69-30?
In Pike County. Now, granted, they still have 50% of the vote left to count, but still.
I guess that's what I was wondering is.
But currently no county has it as leading for voting in favor of it.
Oh, okay.
No county is for in the lead.
Got it. Okay.
So that's good. I mean, that's great for public
nice.
schools. That also means what that tells me is that whoever was running that campaign, so far at least, based on the numbers, has run a very successful campaign.
Good. Fair point.
I'm going to check in on a couple of other ballot initiatives. Not looking great for issue 4 in Florida. 81% of the...
Which one is that?
That's the abortion one. 81% of the vote is in, and it's at 57.3%. It needs a threshold of 60 to pass.
Jesus, is going to fail. Ugh.
And I'm looking to see, like, with the population centers, which is where most likely your yes votes are going to come from. Miami-Dade. 78% of the vote in, so there's still a chunk of vote left to come in. Hillsborough and Pinellas, which is Tampa, they're about 80% in. Jacksonville, about 80%. Tallahassee, about 80%. And then Orange County, Orlando's at 70%. So there's a chance that they could find those votes. I don't know, though, man. That is profoundly disappointing if it doesn't pass.
Disappointing, but not shocking.
No, sadly, you're right. Not shocking. But just
kind of, yeah,
another notch in the belt of this state being not friendly to anybody.
Yeah.
Shitty.
I mean,
I'll just say it. Shitty.
You're talking to a guy whose state just elected Patrick Morrisey as governor.
That's true. You live in West Virginia, so I mean,
yeah,
we at least have some Democrats in Congress, I guess. I don't know.
We don't have Democrats in the House of Delegates.
Well, you have, I think, 6. Or wait,
awesome.
No, not that many. Is Kayla Young up for re-election this year?
Yeah, everybody is at the same time for that.
Oh, that's right. I wonder how she's doing, because I really like Kayla Young.
I don't think she has any chance of losing.
Of losing? I wasn't sure if her district was competitive or not.
It can be, but she's very well liked.
That's good. She's a good lawmaker.
Yeah, she's one of the few that I'm like, I don't want her to run for any like higher position in West Virginia because she's not going to win. And so I just don't want her to lose that seat.
Yeah, it's understandable. Like, you mean like how Richard Ojeda did?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly like Richard.
Oh no. So Ohio issue 1 just the no just took over on that. 50 to 49. It's very narrow, but it is in
What
the
happens
no column.
when you purposely write bad
Tell me
information?
about it, man. That's how I feel about issue 4 in Florida, where they put all this bullshit into the funding amendment or whatever it was.
Sucks, dude.
I'm gonna check in on Georgia here a little bit. Fulton County, 69% of the vote is in. There you go. 71% to Harris. That's good. Ohio. Let's see what we got going here. I'm waiting for. Okay, so we got another chunk of votes in for North Carolina. We're up to 12% though still, so that's still not many, but Harris is still in the lead.
All right.
For now. And the best news with that is only 6% of the vote is in for Wake County, which is the biggest population county, and it's where Raleigh is.
Okay.
And
right.
and only 5% in for Mecklenburg, which is Charlotte.
I'll take it. I'll take
which is good.
Anything I can right now.
And Buncombe County, Asheville, 73% for her, 25 for Trump with 25% in. That's great. So I think she's looking good so far in North Carolina. I don't know enough to say that like how it's gonna look overall, especially because we only have 12% of the vote in. But so far she's holding her own, and she still has a lot of votes left in those big population centers.
Well, I've seen enough.
Thank God. Oh, we got a project. See, they did too. We got a projection. What's it gonna be?
They're actually watching this.
Sheldon Whitehouse. Shocker. He's ran for years.
I mean, honestly, how the hell have you not run for president? If that's your name.
Seriously, though. I like Sheldon Whitehouse, though, because he's actually a pretty good champion against big money in politics. He wrote a book about it. It was really interesting. Would love to see them act on it. Chris Murphy in Connecticut.
Money,
no
politics,
shocker.
all that stuff. Money, politics, I get it. But the last name.
Oh, yeah. Fuck Marsha Blackburn.
What? You told me you voted for her.
Absolutely not. That is the biggest, that is the worst slander. I am so appalled by that. I am personally aggrieved. I'm filing a complaint with HR for Appodlachia.
Oh, shoot.
That is like, man, insult to the next level. Unreal. I want to check in on the Senate race in Ohio. Let's take a look.
This is what I'm worried about.
Sherrod Brown, though, is up 40, 50, 46 right now, currently. Okay. So, and let me take a look and see if that's outpacing her. It is, barely.
Okay, it has to.
Motherfucker.
No.
This dumbass state.
Wow.
Oh, man. This just tells you there's all these like boomers. And you know what? Not all boomers. You heard it from me first. Not all boomers. But there are a lot. They're backwards thinking and they move here. Are they calling this? Do we know?
They haven't called it.
Okay. This is the most important thing in Florida right now is Amendment 4. I'm reading the captions real quick here. Yeah. They're going to have to make up a lot of ground in order to get that 60% threshold. And I'm just very concerned that it's not going to make it. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to lose hope on that because so many people in Florida that aren't boomers and not all boomers, really deserve to have access to abortion, and it's just a real shame. And this state's leadership is just so corrupt and stupid. Anyway, so Ohio just got a bunch more votes in, and it just flipped over to Trump for president. Let me take a look at Senate here. Sherrod Brown is still ahead, though.
Yeah, I mean
He's ahead by 4 points, even though Trump is in the lead.
that's huge.
Or well, 3, no, 4, a solid 4.
Okay,
that's good. That's very good.
that's massive.
Yeah. And let's take a look at these population centers. Franklin County, Columbus, only 40% in. Hamilton County, Cincinnati, only 36% in. Cuyahoga, Cleveland, 34. And then Lucas, which I think is, what is Lucas? Toledo? Yeah, Toledo. So that's good. That's very, very good. Okay. I want to take a look real quick. I wish I could pull this up. Maybe I will later. Harris is currently losing in Ohio, but it is very close, which is impressive. She does still have the lead, though, in 2 Appalachian counties in the northeast part of the state, 2 counties that Joe Biden lost in 2020. Okay. So, Mahoning in Trumbull County. Mahoning, she's up 5 or she's up quite a bit, actually. 9 points. Trumbull, she's up by less than a point.
Arkansas. Okay.
Oh, sorry, Walmart. Not sorry, though. Walmart sucks. Arkansas is great. We love Arkansas people.
Walmart's allowing people to steal our fucking design.
Yeah, let's talk about that, actually. This will be a nice reprieve from election results for a minute. So I was doing some Googling on our name, as I'm wont to do, because that's what we do sometimes. And lo and behold, I see that Appodlachia is on the Walmart website. And I think to myself, boy, howdy, what did we do to get on Walmart's radar? And I thought, well, this can't be good. And it turns out they have third-party sellers on there, which I truthfully didn't even know that they had, who were selling our shirt design, which I'm like, okay, I'm not downplaying our merch, but it's like, it's not that in demand.
I mean, yeah, like, but our stuff gets stolen all the time. That's the crazy
I know. How many cease and desist emails have you sent out?
It was like, it's over 30.
I don't know. That's a problem, man. That's a problem.
It's awful.
Like, they'll put a watermark on our design, and it's not like, look, we design our shirts on Canva, and it takes like 5 minutes. All right, it's not like we're, for the most part, there's some designs we've actually paid designers for, but for the most part, not really. Still the same in Florida. Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was funny, but also sucks. So Walmart, you're on notice. Big John sent out a tweet, and it got a couple of likes and retweets. Okay.
You're fucked.
There's another projection. Delaware. Wow. Big one. JK.
Yeah. I'll be right back. My dog is crying at the door.
So let him in.
She's also practically tied now in North Carolina.
North Carolina. Yeah, they brought in a bunch more votes.
Well, I think she's going to lose North Carolina.
I mean, it's fine to say that now, but if you look at, like, we don't know what's going to happen because, like I said, the biggest population centers in the state, their Wake County is at 6% of the vote counted.
Well, I'm replying to that comment.
That's what I'm replying to as well.
Yeah.
So, like, you can celebrate all you want, and she's still favored to lose the state, but
it should make, if you're here to support conservatives, which is fine, whatever, that should worry you that it's this close.
Well, if you're here to support conservatives, though, in fairness, then you wouldn't be supporting Donald Trump because he's not a conservative.
Okay.
Just saying.
Fair. If
Sorry.
you're here to support Donald Trump, that should still worry you.
Did somebody retire from Senate in Delaware?
I don't don't
Because
know.
that's a new name. Or is
East
it?
of
I don't know.
Blunt, Rochester.
I don't know shit about Dick, let's be honest. I saw that Sips Coffee Truck joined the live feed, and they have great coffee. I just want to say that.
I love their coffee. They have this thing called Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I get it whenever they're at the Bicentennial Park on Tuesdays. I
In
think it's
Parkersburg.
Tuesdays. In Parkersburg, West Virginia, I go there a lot.
Yeah, good place.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. All right, I'm gonna go deal with my dog. Have fun entertaining the people real quick.
That's what I am. I'm just an entertainer. Well, folks, now that Big John's gone, it's time to talk shit. So anything you want to say negative about Big John's, throw it in the chat now, and then we'll talk about it when he gets back. While y'all do that, I'm going to do a roundup of some of the ballot issues that we're following here. Again, in Florida, nothing's changed so far. Amendment 4 is still down from where it needs to be. Issue 1 in Ohio, which what we said before was the citizen-led redistricting commission, basically anti-gerrymandering. Unfortunately, the no vote on that is at 51 to 49%. So still a lot of votes to be counted in Ohio, only 41% in, but that's it's unfortunate. I don't think politicians should be drawing maps. Just call me crazy. Oh, me shit talking John. Bet his dog is adorable. His dogs are both very adorable. Bonnie and Bosley. They're cute. They're adorable. Love them both. Okay, let's check back in on Kentucky. All right. Kentucky Amendment 2. That is the one that is pro public education against putting money towards private school vouchers. The no on that, excuse me, which is something that I support, is now up to 65%. It seems like that one's going to pass, or not pass, rather, which is good. I mean, I'm not an elections expert by any stretch of the imagination, but that seems like a good result. So we'll see. There's still a bunch of counties that need to be counted. It looks like mostly in the western part of the state, but Appalachia is voting very much resoundingly against that, which is interesting and gives me hope, because that means that Appalachia in Kentucky values public schools, which is very important. Let's check back in to see where Sherrod Brown is in Ohio. Let me pull this up real quick. Sherrod Brown, I think I've told this story multiple times on the show, but maybe for those of you who haven't listened, he stood on the picket line with my dad when my dad was on strike, or actually it was technically a lockout at Aramet in Marietta. He was a steel worker for a really long time. And most politicians or anybody really didn't seem to pay much attention to the striking workers except for Sherrod Brown. And it was a big deal because he showed up. He didn't get any media attention really. There's maybe like 5 or 6 guys on the picket line, but Sherrod Brown stood with them for several hours and just talked to them, heard from them, like wanted to know what their issues were, like what the strike was all about, really took an interest in it, and that stuck with me. That was in 2006. I still remember it to this day. Had an opportunity to talk with him about it a lot. It was really cool. Anyway, I have a soft spot for Sherrod Brown. I like him a lot, and I hope he wins. These are great numbers for Philadelphia County. My God.
I mean, she's outpacing Biden
by a lot so far. I mean, that's, not a lot of the votes in yet, but still.
My dog is now here. He's very excited about the election.
Oh, I told people to shit talk you while you left, and someone said, me shit talking John, I bet his dog's really cute. So there you go. Yeah, Rick got him.
Bosley, the people want to see you.
The margins narrowed a little bit with Sherrod Brown in Ohio. He is at 50.1%.
You put that guy right there.
Put him on the ballot.
Put him on the ballot. Oh, speaking of ballots, this guy, he actually just won an election.
Really?
Bosley was actually just he was just voted by the West Virginia State Bar the Associate Poyer of the Year.
Associate what?
Poyer, and he is on the West Virginia State Bar website now.
Stop.
No, he is. He
Okay,
really
hold
is.
on. We're switching over and we're gonna find it. West
really
Virginia.
is.
What is it? Bosley?
Yeah, it's Boz.
Bosley dog. Cast your vote at Paw. Attorney at Paw.
Attorney at Paw.
Son of a bitch. Where is it? This is very important to me right now. This is really hard to see.
If you go to the West Virginia State Bar Facebook too, it's on there.
Well, they've got all the dogs' pictures.
And he'll be in the magazine.
Oh, he'll be in the magazine? Hell yeah.
He'll be in the West Virginia State Bar magazine.
Everybody. Oh, hell yes. I found it. All right. We're switching here. This is really important. We'll go back to having it on here in a second.
Boz, the people love you.
Oh, there we go. Bosley Copeland Eisner.
That's Bosley.
Look at that. Where'd you get that suit? That's a finely tailored suit.
He's got a suit. He has a suit.
Where'd you get that?
I think we got it at Daniel's. Yeah, Daniel's in Morgantown. Custom suit shop.
You had to travel to get the suit.
Yeah, I think got it at Men's Warehouse.
You're gonna like the way you look, I guarantee it.
And he did. He loved it.
I mean, look at that guy. I'd vote for him in a heartbeat.
Yep, stout, just like his dad.
That's right. He honestly, I mean, he does have the Donald Trump suit look, but
doesn't he? Yeah, I mean, he definitely he's got his talking points down, and he did win that election.
Well, I'm proud of him, and he didn't have to steal it to win. Oh, wow. Lackawanna County. Okay, we're back in it, baby.
All right.
That's good. That's a pivot county, and that's actually in Appalachia, Lackawanna. And I believe Biden was in the 50% range in 2020, which is interesting. And just like, well, I've said this before, but I know we have more people on than before, but Pennsylvania is not going to be decided tonight. They have a lot of votes that they need to count. They're not going to be able to decide it. Also, John, the person who talked shit about you by saying your dog was cute said, "Unfortunate to know I was right. That is one cute dog."
It is one cute dog. He knows it. Yeah, and now he'll forever be memorialized in a magazine that I'm sure my wife will frame.
Oh, are you kidding? Like, look, if it were my dog, I would blow it up and put it over top of my bed.
We had the state bar meeting this weekend, and I'm on the Young Lawyers Board, and my wife is the chair, and I'm the secretary, and she couldn't make it because she was at Taylor Swift this weekend.
I saw that, and I commented that that Speak Now was an underrated album on her picture.
So she couldn't be there to give the update, so I had to give all the updates. Me and my buddy Nick, who's vice chair. Anyway, too much information. She put in there, do not forget to tell board Bosley won as an entire speaking point.
That's important. I don't blame her. In fact, I commend her for making sure it was top of mind.
And she did everything. I see Sam Brown has started watching this live video. Sam Brown once ran for House of Delegates in West Virginia, lost a very close election the same year I did. His much closer than mine.
Hell of a race. Hell of a time.
He ran in Martinsburg.
That was a hell of a year, 2018. And I will just say, in defense of you outperformed any other Democrat that had ever run in the 59th district at the time. And we outraised the opponent, Larry Kump, 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
And I just actually looked that up again because I wanted to make sure that I was correct. But yeah, we were. It was a great campaign.
Pretty good. Shows you can try, I guess, to win these elections.
People deserve an option. People deserve an option.
Yeah, I agree. Also, I heard a rumor that my boss is watching. I'm gonna be late tomorrow,
Nice.
so
Since
please
we're on
take
a
this as my notice that I'll be late.
commercial break, I'm gonna switch over to. Actually, no, I can't because I'm running this on my laptop. So never mind. I was just gonna point out. I'm watching the Ohio Senate results really closely
Hmm.
because as more votes come in, the margins are switching. So right now it's pretty close. Sherrod Brown is at 49.7%. Bernie Moreno is at 47.8%. So that's a difference of 1.9, I think. So pretty tight.
Yeah, I mean, God, please, Ohio, don't do this.
Don't do it. Yellowstone. Speaking of, let's take a swift break from elections for a second. Are you watching any good TV shows right now?
Not really, to be quite honest. I haven't had a lot of time.
That's fair. That's fair. Uh what's been one that you've watched recently that you've liked that you would recommend?
I finished this show called Heels.
Is it
It's
about
a
wrestling?
Yeah, it's a professional wrestling show that they ended up getting canceled, unfortunately, but it was honestly a phenomenal show, and it leaves you on just an absolutely massive cliffhanger that will never
I
be
hate
answered.
that.
It will never be answered.
There's a show on Netflix called The Society. Same thing. It had one season and it was going for the second. Like they were filming the second season, but then the pandemic hit and they canceled it.
Yeah.
And it was an amazing show. It was this like thriller, and the ending of the first season left you on such a massive cliffhanger. And I just, oh my god, I was so pissed because like it's never coming back. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like we need
Yeah, I
to
mean, what do you
know.
do? What do you do?
What do you do? I like if I was independently wealthy, I'd buy the script and develop it myself. But I'm not, so I won't. Oh, Ohio, you are making me so nervous. I can't look at you. Cannot look at you.
Not him.
Not old Bernie Moreno, huh? You're not a Moreno head? No. I'm checking in on North Carolina. 24% of the no, P. Pablo still got it.
Twist around your head like a helicopter.
What is P. Pablo doing now?
Petey Pablo is twisting his shirt just like a helicopter.
Oh, that's good. I always thought he was in prison or something with Diddy.
Mm, not that I know of.
Yeah. Ludacris is doing all right.
Luda.
I love Ludacris. He's great.
Luda, big Trumpster.
What?
No, I don't know.
Okay. I was gonna be really disappointed.
That's what I like to do that now where I just go, oh, huge fan of Harris. And they're like, what? No, I don't know.
I like that. I'm gonna do that from now on. Like, oh yeah, what's a good example? Like
George Washington.
Yeah,
Big
Ariana Grande, big RFK girl.
Big RFK. Big RFK. McDowell, huge Stein County. Although
McDowell.
that's true.
There's Steinheads there, you know.
Steiners.
So wanted to just update people. North Carolina, 25% of the vote in. Harris is now down 45 to 53.
Woo.
But we still don't have any of those big city centers with any updates yet. Mecklenburg, Charlotte still at 5.8. Raleigh, Wake County is still at 6.6. And trying to find Durham here. Durham is only at 4.8. So a lot of votes left to be counted. And in fact, there's a few Appalachian counties where she's doing all right in right now. Buncombe, she's done 66%. What did I say the margins were in 08 for Obama there? They were 57-43. So she's still outpacing Obama in Buncombe County. That's a good sign. Again, we'll revisit this maybe later because we still need to wait to, like, once these big population centers get their votes in, which hopefully they'll come in the next, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour. We will have a lot more. I think the estimate from people smarter than me was that by 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, the majority of the votes will be in for North Carolina. I don't know if we'll still be streaming then. I'm not sure. We're just going to kind of play it by ear, but it'll be really interesting to see once those votes come in.
Look at Georgia right there. Holy cow.
So it's tightening a little bit, I think. 52-47. Fulton still has 30% left to come in. And right now, that's a lot, and she's at a margin of 71-27, which, what was Biden's? I don't remember what his margin was there.
I don't remember. She's outpacing him. I remember that, but I don't remember what it was.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Man, look at Florida. Oof.
What happened in Florida?
I mean, he's up by 1.4.
1.4 in Florida?
1.4 million.
Oh God, I thought you said percent, and I was gonna say like, oh okay, well we can deal with that. Yeah, it's already been called for.
No, I know. I'm just
Fulton County, well, DeKalb, Biden won 83%. That's impressive. Fulton County, Biden's number was 72.
So she's behind.
Yes, and that's not good for her at the moment. Now that could change depending on the precincts, but I think where she had the big lead was Pennsylvania and Philadelphia County. And that's, I mean, look, she doesn't need to win Georgia to win the election. Pennsylvania may very well be the whole ball game.
I mean, if she lost Pennsylvania, it'd be really lights out.
She would have to win North Carolina or Georgia, one or the two.
I just don't. Yeah, I get it, but I just think that would show a much bigger picture.
Yep. It certainly would, and probably like you said on the show, so goes Pennsylvania. Typically goes the rest of that blue wall in Michigan and Wisconsin. We're gonna get polls closing soon. Looks like she's projected winner in Maryland. We'll see what the Senate race looks like there. I also think that Texas polls should be closing soon. And I don't know. I think you and I, we both landed on Ted Cruz probably winning.
Yeah, but I just hate it.
I would love to see him lose. God, I'd love it so much.
I honestly think that there was a better shot for him to lose about 2 or 3 months ago ish, just not now.
Well, there was a lot of momentum coming out of the convention and everything, and Ted Cruz is always just a loathed individual, so it's always going to be the case where if you put up a good candidate against him, it can be a competitive race. And like Texas, I mean, it's always that fool's gold kind of thing where Democrats think that they can win, and it's still going to be a possibility. And truthfully, Democrats winning Texas would be the most compelling argument to get rid of the Electoral College for Republicans.
I mean, it's just not going to happen.
Things are going to have to change for it to happen. It could. It very well could. But
I just mean right now.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to happen today or this cycle. Okay. Big update. Kentucky Amendment 2 officially was defeated.
And which one?
Congrats, Kentucky. That was the voucher amendment. So to allow public funds to go to non-public education.
Hell yeah.
So good job, Kentucky. A decisive 65-34 with 69% of the votes in. Appalachia coming in strong for don't allow. Good job,
That's
guys.
fantastic. Fantastic.
Proud of you. Proud of you. Good job, fam. Oh, I see somebody commented that Trump is leading in Virginia. Let's take a look at Virginia and see what's been counted.
It's Ricky Babb. I'm convinced that's the ghost of my dead father.
The ghost of your dead father.
Yeah, just shit talks the entire fucking time.
Well, yeah, I mean, every good stream needs a shit talker.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with Ricky.
Oh, this is a great update from Washington Post. Mark Robinson, Trump endorsed Republican linked to an offensive porn site account, is projected to lose North Carolina gubernatorial race. That's hilarious.
Take that, Ricky.
Ricky. Well, I hate to break it to our friend Ricky Babb, but Fairfax County is only 58% in. So until there's more votes coming in from the massive population center in Northern Virginia, I will not opine one way or the other. Also, Richmond City only has 5% in.
Oh.
So, yeah. Oh, Michigan polls are closing in 3.5 minutes. Okay. So, Michigan could be decided tonight. Could be, should be, will be. We don't know. Big thing for Michigan once it comes up. Wayne County. Wayne County is where Detroit is. Need big turnout there. She's been courting the black vote in Wayne County. And if the black vote turns out for Harris, it'll be a good night for her. I would also keep an eye on Washtenaw County. It's another big one. And Grand Rapids. I don't remember the name of the county there, but that's also very important. Because that's where Betsy DeVos is from. It's sort of a Republican-ish stronghold, or at least it was back in the day. I'm not sure really now, though. There might be some Never Trump standouts there. I'm not sure.
Old Betsy.
Old Betsy. Yeah, that's right.
Sucks. Betsy sucks.
She is not awesome. I'll say that.
Yeah. Also, Michael did that, like he just sang that song, like, "Oh, Ricky, you're so fine." Now it's in my head.
You're so fine, you blow my mind, hey Ricky.
But isn't it?
They always played that at the skating rink when I was a kid, but it would be Mickey Mouse. Hey Mickey.
That's what I thought it was always Hey Mickey.
Maybe it was. I don't know. I don't know anything. Okay, I don't know shit about Dick. All right.
I think Michael.
Kent County is Grand Rapids. You're right. Sorry. Go ahead.
I think Michael just made it a song.
Probably. Good job, Michael. Okay, so we've got the major swing states closing in 2 minutes. John, any insight going into this?
Yeah. Whoever wins the most electoral points will win this election.
Hot take, folks. Any disagreement in the chat? Probably not. I'm just going to say that, well, you are technically right. I do think the Electoral College is garbage, and I think we should get rid of it. And Governor Andy Beshear of the great Commonwealth of Kentucky, another state unfortunately cucked to the British, also agrees. He came out this past week and supports getting rid of the Electoral College, in which we actually we have reached out to his press office and are trying to get an interview for him to talk about that with us. So hopefully he'll come on the show. But yeah, that was a big move. I mean, what was your thoughts on that?
It's fine. Here's my position.
Damn, just took the wind out of my sails. It's fine.
I get frustrated with this because to me, it just feels like, okay, let me ask this because you would know this. I don't. How long have we had the Electoral College?
I think it's in the Constitution.
Right. Why are we changing it now?
We aren't.
No. Why do we want to?
Because it's not representative of an entire country and puts the election results in the hands of like 11 states.
Well, I get that, but here's my problem with it is if Democrats were constantly winning the electoral college, would there be cries to change it?
Yes.
I don't think so.
If
Maybe
it,
by the Republicans.
well, that's what I mean. Like, so, and I actually know a Republican who he's a former party chair of the Tennessee Republican Party. I used to share an office suite with him. A really nice guy. His name is Bob Davis. And we got some numbers in Michigan. And he's a consultant now, and he worked on the campaign for a national popular vote. Because, and his theory at the time was, and I think to some extent it still does hold up, is that once a state like Texas falls to Democrats, and many people believe, damn, they already called Texas. Wow. Look at that.
That's just so
well, this undermines my argument, so.
Sorry.
Well, the theory at the time was, and perhaps it may hold true in the future, Wyoming, big one, is that if Democrats ever like turn Texas solidly blue, then that would significantly diminish the ability for Republicans to win electoral college. Same with like if for some reason Democrats were able to take over Florida, or in the obverse or inverse, if Republicans were able to take over New York, for example.
I get it. Yeah. Ricky, I like you too. Sorry, Ricky and I were having a moment in the comments.
I do. Ricky, I got banned from the Young Turks live stream because I was shit talking them too much.
You know what, Ricky? I'll tell you this. I'll tell you what I told my I'll tell you what I told my elementary school bullies. You can't hurt me more than the Cincinnati Bengals already have. You can't do it.
I feel like so many people who are Cleveland Browns fans could say the same thing.
They definitely could.
That's really funny. Well, you know what? Shit talk us all you want. We won't ban you.
We've had way worse stuff said.
Yeah. I mean, granted, our audience is slightly smaller than the Young Turks, but, you know, there you have it.
The Young Turks, more like young jerks if they're banning my boy Ricky.
There you go, John. While we're looking at some of these results coming in, I think we should soft pitch people who are watching on Too Close to Call in the Senate race. 50 damn. Okay, so that's why Texas was called so early. They get a bunch of their votes in like immediately. 58% in. Wow.
That's nuts, dude.
That is nuts. I imagine that their voting laws are interesting there. Sorry, I'm getting distracted looking at these. So too early to call on most of the Senate race. Has there really been any competitive Senate race that's been called yet? I don't think so.
West Virginia.
Competitive being the operative term.
I said West Virginia. I said
West okay. All right. Well, you know, Glenn Elliott was just completely off the ballot in many ballots in Mingo County. So, oh, shit. Hell yeah, Dan.
What?
Oh, what I tell you? What I tell you, Big John? What I tell you? Dan Osborne's the shit, man. He's a union leader, buddy. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Problem is only 10% are in.
10% is more than zero.
Those are numbers. That is how numbers work.
That is how numbers work. That is how they work. I was mentioning soft launching this bumper sticker that I sent you earlier. Son of a fucking bitch.
There you go.
That is absolutely heartbreaking. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Sierra says that Monsters Inc. looking jerk Jim Justice got. Sierra, do you know who Paul Bearer is?
Oh my God.
If you don't, look up Paul Bearer Undertaker. That's who I think. Him and what's his face? What's the scary guy's name?
That describes a lot of people.
Scary looking dude ran for Senate in West Virginia.
Again, John Racy?
No, the coal mining dude. Killed a bunch of coal miners.
Don Blankenship.
Don Blankenship. That's who they remind me of.
Yeah, if you put both of them in that makeup, they would look like Paul Bearer. What I was gonna say is, we should soft launch our new shit. This locked me out. The bumper sticker I sent you earlier.
I agree.
So we came up with this idea for a bumper sticker. I'm just gonna preview it for the people here while we're waiting. And while I'm processing that the abortion amendment failed in Florida, it's really shameful.
Yeah, it sucks.
And we'll see if like people will buy this from us. Maybe they will. We're thinking of launching
Will you give us your money for this?
Yeah, we're gonna launch this bumper sticker. It says, "Keep honking. I'm listening to two Appalachian men discuss what sweatpants to wear at the Ponderosa Steakhouse and Buffet." And that's real. We had a good discussion about that for a solid, 30 minutes on one episode.
I mean, what else are you supposed to talk about?
What else is there to talk
Moxie
about?
says, "I'm buying it. Take my money."
Hell yeah, market research right there.
One and done. All I needed.
That's it. All we need is one person validating our opinion, and that's funny.
You give me one good review, I'm back next week.
It's like that meme of the dog that posts on Facebook, and it's like, one like and I'll bark all night, and then the dog likes the post itself, and then he comments, says, "Say no more."
Oh, she is currently winning Michigan with 10% in, 293 to 250. It's pretty good.
All right, I'm gonna pull up Michigan on my laptop. Oh, big dog. I would turn my camera around, except I think it might fuck something up. I might do it anyway. Let me see here. We'll see. I'm sorry if I cut out. Oh,
what's up, big dog?
There she is in all of her glory. Puppy. All right, there we go. Had to show the Heidi to everybody. She's doing all right. She's hanging in there. We lost our cat this past week, though. It was very sad.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was sudden. It was really sad. Penny's, rest in power. Love her. She passed away peacefully. It was a good time. Terrible, but that's what happens with animals. And here we are. And people. Yeah, and living things. I'm on X right now, and a guy named Bruce in West Virginia said West Virginia has a lot of stupid fucking voters. That's a very random comment.
Ricky, you should start a podcast. I'd listen.
I mean, like, honestly, the same thing can be said for any state.
Yeah, everybody's got dumb people.
Everybody has dumb people. Yeah, West Virginia doesn't have a monopoly on that.
No, that's Florida.
Thank you. I am still here, just for anybody wondering.
Look at North Carolina. Ugh.
I'm taking a look at it now. We're at 41% in. What I care about, okay, Wake County has 76% in. That's a big county. She's up 60. She's got 63 to 34. So in 2008 in Wake, Obama went 57-42. So she's still outpacing Obama in Wake County.
Okay.
So, and there's still more votes to be counted there. That's where Raleigh is. It's 76% in. So let's take a look at Mecklenburg because that's where a big chunk of voters is coming from. Only 5% in. So we know nothing about North Carolina until we get those numbers in.
I'm
That's my
amazed
hot
there's
take.
more than one blue county in Western North Carolina. Moxie just said that. I agree. I mean, it's
Haywood
tough.
is currently blue right now. Haywood, but they only have 4% of the vote in. So if you're looking at that, actually, there's 3 blue right now. Watauga, which will go for Harris. In fact, Watauga has 92% in. She's at 52.45, which is what?
Anson County. Anson County. She's not even close to Biden's numbers.
What was his number there?
He won that county.
Okay. She's on pace to be even with Obama and Watauga right now. There's 93% in. Looks like she's underperforming him in Vance.
She's under in every single one.
How much of the vote? 90%. Yeah, that's not good for her. Bertie County, 65. That could still go different ways. Because she's only down a little bit there. Martin County, he's ahead of himself there. 80% in. App State and Watauga had long lines before closing. Yeah, I saw that. I saw Anderson was tweeting about that. And it looks like Watauga, I don't have the 2020 numbers in front of me. I should pull them up.
I'm just your reporter of giving out really pointless stuff that I see on X.
I love pointless shit on X. That is what that app is in its entirety. Is just pointless stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so Watauga, she's outpacing Biden. Biden won Watauga with 53 to 44. And right now she has 50 or wait, no, so they just brought a bunch more votes in. So she's at 52. So she's right around 52.5. She's right around Biden.
On the screen now.
76% in. She's at 63. Let's take a look at what Biden was.
62.3. She's above it right
okay.
now.
So, and again, these Obama numbers are kind of dated because that was 2008. So who knows? But for Wake County, Obama won that 57-42.
Mecklenburg.
What did he say for Mecklenburg?
He hasn't shown it yet, but she's up really high.
It's only 5% in.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That's a big chunk. So Obama won Mecklenburg 62-38, and the total turnout there was 405,000 votes in 2008. And one would think that there would be a lot more because
Graham County, she is pacing lower.
Yeah, those low those are. I mean, you're talking like an aggregate of 5,000 votes there, so that's not nothing, but still.
Yeah, it is 4,500. Yeah, right there. If that's 95% in though, Trump already has received more votes than what he did in the entirety of the 2020 election in that county.
Yeah.
Ricky says Ohio went for Trump.
That's not too surprising. And it looks like Bernie Moreno is slightly ahead of Brown.
Yeah, Ricky, we figured Ohio was going to go to Trump. We mostly were honestly concerned about that Senate race, just because whether or not you're Democrat, Republican, whatever, Bernie Moreno is just an awful guy. He honestly, I mean, he stole from a bunch of his workers. He was court ordered not to touch documents, but instead he decided to destroy them. I mean, he's just not a good guy.
Who's called Ohio? Because I don't see that anywhere. And Brown is currently outpacing Harris by about 4 points. He's technically behind Moreno at the moment, but Cincinnati's votes is only 41% in. Columbus is only 56% in, and Cleveland is only 36. So, and Cleveland is coming out for Brown at 73-25 right now.
That's nuts.
What
was his pace before?
I don't
like
know.
2020, I mean.
Well, he didn't run it. Brown didn't run in 2020, but Biden in, where was it? Cuyahoga? Is that what you said? Cleveland? Biden won Cleveland, Cuyahoga by 66-32.
It looks like most of the people calling Ohio are just like random people.
Yeah, I don't know that they can call it yet until they get those big population centers counted, because it's just kind of unpredictable. And it looks like, I'm looking at the map right now. This is Senate, so let me switch to president.
No, the AP called Ohio.
They did? Okay. NBC hasn't quite yet.
Yeah, the AP called Ohio.
So she's winning Mahoning County. She is now losing Trumbull County. She's doing a lot better than Biden in Cuyahoga, which, like, we knew that that she wasn't really going to win Ohio, but if she's outpacing in some of these bigger counties, that could be a good sign for Brown. That race is just really tight, and I would expect us not to have the full result of that for a while. Because right now, we're sitting at 53% of the vote for the Senate race, and it is 49.9 Moreno, 47.2 Brown, a separation of about 70. Oh, wait, they just added a whole bunch.
In Fulton. Holy cow.
With Biden County, or what?
With Biden. She's the exact same percentage in Fulton County.
Okay, that's not great. She needs to bump those numbers up.
Got to boost those numbers.
So they brought in a few more votes now for Ohio. Still too early for Senate. Brown is down about 80,000 votes.
Ooh.
But Cincinnati still needs to count 60% of theirs. Cleveland still needs to count about 65%. And Columbus needs to count about 44. So your three biggest populations, and Toledo is still at 40%, so they need to bring in about 60 more percent. And Athens County actually is only at 53. So you still need to bring in a lot more votes there. So we'll see. It's going to be tight. Okay, Gwinnett in Georgia. So Steve Kornacki's got Georgia pulled up. Gwinnett, she's up by 60. I think that's pretty... I think she needs to be higher than that in Georgia. And in Gwinnett to be able to outpace Biden, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either. It's tricky, sticky wicket.
He's a little bit... Cherokee County is up a little bit. Forsyth County is up a little bit. Hey, look, she's winning Minnesota.
Forsyth 6. That's not a great number there.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's up. Hall County.
I think this is gonna come down PA. Yeah. Based on how this is turning out, like these so we had predicted that she would lose Georgia. You predicted she'd lose North Carolina. I said it'd be close. I think it's still gonna be close. I think it's definitely gonna come down to Pennsylvania. Like, depending on how Wisconsin and Michigan turnout, which actually those polls have closed. So I'm going to take a look at those real quick.
Good idea.
I have a few occasionally.
New Mexico. What did we have? What did we predict there? Did you we predicted
She wins it. It's going to be closer, I think, than maybe some people think, but she'll probably win it, and then Martin Heinrich will probably win re-election. Senate. Okay.
God, look at North Carolina. It's a 54,000 vote difference with 50% in.
Lots of votes in Mecklenburg to count still. I'm on my hopium train with that still. I really am.
Oh, North Dakota was called for Trump. Damn it.
Damn it. I was really pulling for that Bismarck bust up there, you know?
And I knew you were.
I know you knew. You were like, wow, I mean, Chuck's going to be so disappointed about Bismarck. Hey, friend of the show, Heidi Heidkamp is from there. Former senator from... Yeah, I went on her show twice.
I didn't know she was from there.
Yeah, she was the senator for North Dakota for at least a term or two.
That's impressive.
Yeah, she is. She's really impressive. Let's see. Wisconsin only has 3% of the vote in. So no inferences to be made there, really. Because it looks...
She's off track of Stewart County, too.
Yeah, I think she's going to lose Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Wisconsin should be interesting. Michigan, let's take a look here. She's up currently. What are the votes that are in? Wayne County's not even in yet, so we can't even discuss Michigan without that. I mean, he's winning Wayne County, but there's 0.7% of the vote in, so it's not even worth talking about at this point. She is right on top of Biden and Fulton.
Yeah, but she has been.
76% of the vote in. Yeah, she's going to have to bank the rest of those in order to keep going.
Projection.
That's what Trump always does. Wow. Rhody. I will say I love Rhode Island. It's one of my favorite states in the entire country.
Never been.
You're missing out. It's great. Mississippi. I love Mississippi too. And Louisiana. Both great states. I don't care. I knew they were going to go that way, but Mississippi, we love Mississippi. They're technically in Appalachia, even though most people don't consider them part of Appalachia. But we love Mississippi, and I've been there very limited amount of time. It's a beautiful state, beautiful people, often maligned and misunderstood. So we've got a lot of love for Mississippi. Same with Louisiana. Went there for my bachelor party. You unfortunately weren't able to make it that time, but it was a good time.
Don't let him lie. I wasn't invited.
Bullshit! Invited. You were in my wedding party.
It's a joke.
I will not be maligned and besmirched on this live stream.
Chuck is two things: a Marsha Blackburn lover and somebody who just doesn't invite you to his bachelor party.
Do not believe a word this man has said tonight, except about his dog, because we have documented evidence that Bosley did, in fact, win.
Bosley did win. And Moxie, it is... I agree with you. I think you have to be hopeful, but you also have to be worried.
That is true. And again, it's like the crappy part about all of this is that the states where the election will probably be decided are going to take forever to count.
Pennsylvania especially.
Yeah. I mean, Pennsylvania by all measurements. They're doing everything they can, but it's like, I don't know. I'm of the camp that I would rather it take longer and they get it right than to like rush it and potentially exclude voters or not count provisional ballots and things like that. So I don't know. It's not the end of the world if we don't have a result within 24 hours. Now Donald Trump will probably lead you to believe that it is the end of the world, but it's not.
Oh yeah, because he's gonna say like the more time it takes, the more they're
Stolen election. He's gonna say it's stolen if he loses. So that's his whole ball game, and it's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's childish. Very childish. Which that's the thing. It's like they, him and like the Manosphere, they protect this alpha male thing, but they're the biggest babies. They just cry and take their ball and go home. It's like you lost, okay?
Get
Big
over
deal.
it.
It's like there was this kid, I won't say his name, but he would always cry. Like I played rec soccer, rec basketball when I was a kid. I was not very good. That's well documented on our show. I have never claimed to be good at any sport except marbles, if you can call it that. But there's
My
this
brother
kid.
went to the national championships in marbles
Well, that
in
we're
New
what we're.
Jersey.
Of course, it was held in New Jersey.
Holy shit! Reporting from X: 25% of black men in Georgia have voted for Trump.
I think the term "reporting from X" is suspect.
Even I'm shocked by this. I'm not going to lie because I thought they would have been a little bit smaller. That comes from our correspondent on the ground there in Georgia, Ricky Babb.
Is it short for Ricky Bobby? Like
I don't know.
the Ballad of Ricky Bobby. Uh what was I just talking about?
That's how big this podcast has gotten. We have correspondents on the ground.
Yeah, we do. We
You,
correspond with them constantly.
Ricky, I'm gonna need you to get to Vegas here quick. I need to know what's going on in Nevada.
Yeah, so get that red eye, buddy. Oh man. It's gonna be a long night
What
and a long
what
day.
polls are there? Any polls that close at 9:30?
Like
I don't want to wrap. I
mm,
don't want to wrap if there's a 9:30 poll.
let me take a look.
Yeah, get on over there, Ricky. I need you in Nevada and then probably Arizona too. No need to go to California. You don't want to be near those commies.
No polls close at 9:30.
Only
9 o'clock.
10 or what?
Well, okay, hold on. I need to see here. Is this an Eastern time? Oh, sorry. No, this is Central. I don't know why it defaulted to Central. 9 o'clock. 9:30. No 9:30. 10 o'clock, Montana, Nevada, Utah, and 11, Washington, Oregon, California, Idaho.
When's Arizona close?
Oh, sorry. Arizona already closed.
It did?
Yeah, they closed at 9.
Oh, I want to see an update on them.
Okay. Pull it up.
I was sitting here thinking they were still on.
There has not been much of an update, it looks like. So the thing with Arizona is Maricopa County is like their biggest population center. The Arizona, like the polls closed, but they haven't reported anything yet.
Didn't they do that in 2022?
Probably.
Where it took forever for them to get their stuff?
I think because it's all Maricopa County pretty much. And I don't know. I don't. They have like 5 counties total or 4. No, they literally have 4. Wow. Or wait, no, that's not right. Never mind.
Oh, no,
They don't have many though.
Ricky says it's going to come out around 10. He is. Oh, New York. Wow.
Real nail biter there.
Yeah. Let's see. That puts. It's always nuts Doesn't it feel like it takes longer in any Democratic, like any Democratic nominee? Doesn't it feel like it always takes longer for those states to be called? Like Republicans
Because it
always
does.
always have like huge leads going into like, the 10 p.m., 11 p.m. hour, and then, then it starts to get closer. Like he's at 156, which is, if you're not a Trump guy, probably a little scary, but like still a ways away from winning this election.
Yeah. Well, when you think about like the fact that Democrats have three big states that are on the West Coast, you've got California with 54, Oregon with 8,
What's
and then
Texas?
Washington with 12. So that's 70 um, electoral votes.
How many is Texas?
Texas is 34, I think. 40. And that's the thing is like, so the only big states they've called for Democrats so far are New York and Illinois. But you have,
Have they called New Jersey?
they have, yes. And so once they call like Colorado's got 10, New Mexico's got 5, that's 15. You've got California, Oregon, Washington, that's 70 right there. That's a big chunk.
I actually don't. I don't. Well, Ricky, I think the reason isn't that they're not getting their votes in fast enough. I just think that the three states that you're comparing Pennsylvania is just a lot closer in terms of the results.
California also sends out a ton of ballots by mail, so they take a huge amount of time to count.
Which, I mean, California's just going to let That's why we have to have the electoral college, because California just let it get stolen.
That okay, a compelling argument for electoral college if you're a Trump supporter. There's like millions of Trump voters in California,
Uh-huh.
yet their votes don't matter.
You know
Just
what?
saying.
That's fair.
I mean,
I'm just tired of the Democrats stealing it.
I did this math thing. I know I am too. Just so sick and tired. We got to do the swipe or no swiping with them, and we got to
Don't
say it
blame
3
me. I
times.
voted for the Rizzler.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that. Well, it is 9:30. I don't think there's going to be any more called, at least right now. Should we wrap this puppy up?
Yeah, I think so. I think we can safely say we're not going to know who the next president of the United States is tonight.
That is true. That's very true. No, we will not. But you know what we will know is that we've got loving and adoring people out there watching us tonight. We appreciate you and we love you. And no matter what happens, regardless of the outcome, we'll be here. Although we won't be recording an episode this week because we're doing this
This
right
was
now.
it. I mean, this was 2.5 hours.
2.5 beautiful hours with you wonderful people. And
Had fun.
yeah, good times.
One
Big John, any parting
150
thoughts?
152 minutes of
That's a,
election.
that's a lot.
Michael, we will not tell your boyfriend, as long as you don't tell our wives. The
Secrets.
Moxie, we're gonna produce that bumper sticker.
Yeah,
Chuck's
absolutely. We're gonna.
that honestly, I've not seen that much light in Chuck's eyes in a very long time.
No, I'm dead
He was
inside
just
mostly.
he was just so excited. I can't take that from him. That will be in production.
Yeah,
Uh, all right, yeah. I Now, thank you, Andrew. Yes, if you got to drink, you got to drink. You got to do what you got to do.
hell yeah.
Can I leave us with a joke?
You don't have to ask me permission.
Okay. Stop me if you've heard this. There are three guys at a bar.
Stop. I've heard it.
Okay.
Go
Three guys at a
ahead.
bar. Three guys at a bar. And they're all talking, and of course they're shooting the shit, and they're arguing who's the best at what. And they're all like, you know what? I bet we could set world records. First guy's like, I'm fast as shit. I'm so fast. I bet I'm the fastest guy on this planet. So he goes out, he runs, times it, sends it into the world record books. Second guy's like, I'm fucking tall. Like, I'm so tall, I may be the tallest guy in the world. So they measure him, send it into the world record. Third guy, not being very good at anything, is like, you know, I guess I have I have a small dick. Maybe I have the smallest dick in the world. So they measure it, send it in the world record. A couple weeks goes by, they're sitting at the bar, the mail comes in. 3 letters come in. First guy opens it, says, holy shit, I am the fastest guy in the world. Second guy opens it, goes, yes, I knew it. I am the tallest guy in the world. Third guy opens his letter, goes, kind of stares at it, looks at his buddy, goes, who the fuck is Patrick Morrissey?
That's good. I love that. Oh man, nailed it. You nailed it. What a way to go out. What a way to go out. I love it. Beautiful work, Big John. Thank you. Thank you for that. And thank you for everybody watching this stream. Take care. Don't drink too much. And regardless of the outcome, we'll be back next week, friends. Peace, love, goodbye.
Bye-bye.